What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another review. This time we're taking a look at Sin City, co-directed by Robert Rodriguez and Frank Miller, written by Frank Miller. All right, so I'm going to try to make this review as short and sweet as I possibly can. I really like Sin City. I think this is a fantastic, stylized movie made by one of my favorite directors, Robert Rodriguez. Sin City is not a movie that has any sort of plot. If I were to compare Sin City is more or less an anthology type of movie. It has these four stories that are vaguely interconnected with one another through certain characters, but they all tell their own self-contained little tales. And for the most part, I think Rodriguez and Miller did a really good job with these stories. This movie is boasted with an all-star cast of talent. You have Bruce Willis, Mickey Rourke, Benicio del Toro, Eli Wood, Elijah Wood, Powers Booth, Rutger Hauer, Michael Madsen. I mean, this movie is like riddled with is stacked with really good, talented actors, and they all bring these four stories to life. So I'm going to briefly describe each story and tell you what I feel about it. So the first story is called That Yellow Bastard. That Yellow Bastard revolves around an aging cop called Hardigan, played by Bruce Willis, who saves a little girl from being raped by the senator's sadistic son, played by Nick Stahl. By doing so, he blows off the guy's ear off, and he blows his nuts off. And then when we see him again, Nick Stahl is now a yellow bastard due to some side effects. This story, I thought was really well done. I like the melodramaticness of it. This entire movie, this whole dialogue of this movie is very melodramatic, very film noirish, and I think this segment really captures it best. Bruce Willis, to me, he is an actor that if you put him in, that would have been perfect in a noir detective type of movie. He just has that look of a rough, grizzled of a rough and grizzled, noirish type of cop. And in this segment, I thought Bruce Willis was fantastic. I thought he was really, really great in this movie, in this segment, and in this movie. I like the whole idea of this aging veteran cop having to take the rap for a crime he didn't commit as a way to protect the little girl that he had saved. and I like the way the story was presented, and I like the way it flowed. I like a lot of the cast aside from Bruce Willis. I like Michael Madsen, who plays a role as the character of Bob, who is Hardigan's partner. I thought in the few scenes that Madsen was in, I enjoyed him in, and I also like the little bantering that Willis and Madsen have, a little back and forth. I thought that was fine. Nick Stahl as the Yellow Bastard, he comes across as just a really creepy dude, and the whole look of him is really just grotesque and over the top. Powers Booth, who plays Senator Rourke, who was more or less the main villain of the Sin City movie, if you want to call it that. I like Powers Booth as an actor, and even though his role in this movie is short, it is very memorable. Especially in the scene where he's threatening Hardigan, telling him what's exactly going to happen. It's Powers Booth. Powers Booth plays a great bad guy, and he has a great charisma to him. I had no complaints with that. Jessica Alba, who plays the young girl who plays Nancy as an adult. Nancy was the girl that the Hardigan character saved. Jessica Alba, if anything, she's the weak link. She's not a great actress by any means necessary. Her delivery is really, really flat. And the scene where Hardigan and Nancy unite, to me, it's kind of like it falls flat a little bit because Jessica Alba is just not a good actress. To her credit, she tries, but her delivery is weak, and she could be so deadpan a lot. And that's, if I have any criticism for that Yellow Bastard, it really relies on Jessica Alba, because everything else in this segment I really enjoyed. I like the noirish feel to it. I like the way the action is. I like the way the action is presented. It's very stylized. I like how the movie in general looks like a comic book come to life. It maintains that black and whiteness of the original comics. It's fantastic. This is a visually pleasing movie. It looks fantastic. All right, and we get on to the second segment, which is called "The Customer Is Always Right." To honestly, I can do without this segment. It features Marley Shelton, and Josh Hartnett. This segment doesn't really do anything for me because it doesn't really add much to the plot. You can take the customer's always right out of the movie, and it would not disrupt pace or flow whatsoever. It doesn't do anything. And I've seen the extended cut, and it doesn't really add much. It's just there. It's filler, to be honest with you. It's not horrible. It's still stylized and looks great. But in terms of like a flow, you could take it out and you're not gonna miss it. The next segment is called the Hard Goodbye, which features Mickey Rourke as Marv, and the Hard Goodbye is probably my second. It's probably my favorite segment of the entire Sin City thing. I love the Hard Goodbye. Mickey Rourke as Marv is sheer badass. I love the look of Marv. He looks like a brute son of a bit, like a brute Holt-like guy, and Mickey Rourke plays him so good. And the cast in this segment is outstanding. You have Carla Gugino, you have Rutger Hauer, you have Elijah Wood, who plays this cannibalistic ass kicker named Kevin. And this whole thing is about how Marv is trying to find out who killed his girlfriend named Goldie. And it's revealed that Goldie has a twin sister, who is also helping Marv find out who killed the Goldie character. And this is another just really good noirish type of movie. This feels more like a noir action type of segment, and Mickey Rourke just plays that badass fantastic. This part of the movie feels more or less like a superhero movie in a way, because Marv is presented like a superhero, mainly because there are a lot of scenes where he feels indestructible, particularly when he's being riddled with bullets and he's still alive, and when the character of Kevin is just slashing him to pieces. He's still fighting back and kicking ass as well. And this is a very fun, over the top segment with a really good, solid cast. And I like Rutger Hauer as this priest, who is pretty much a father figure to the Kevin character and has also engaged in those cannibalistic rituals with Kevin. And I thought Rutger Hauer in the scene that he was in was really, really good as this corrupted cardinal. So I got no complaints with the Hard Goodbye. The last segment is known as the Big Fat Kill. This features Clive Owen as Dwight and Rosario Dawson as Gail, and also features Brittany Murphy, who plays another character who's like Dwight's girlfriend, and you also have Benicio del Toro, who plays Jackie Boy. I like the Big Fat Kill. I thought this was another fun segment. This segment revolves around how this hero cop, played by Jackie Boy, is killed by the hookers of this place called Old Town, and now all-out war is about to strike between Old Town and the cops, and Dwight is now caught in the middle of it, since it was Dwight who had chased Jackie Boy into Old Town, which caused all this mess. So this is another fun segment. I like this segment on the same level as maybe the first one. I don't think this one is as good as the Marsh segment, but I do enjoy this segment. I think Clive Owen as Dwight is really, really good in the role. I thought he was fine. He's really good at playing this everyman who wants to do the right thing. Rosario Dawson as Gail. I like Rosario Dawson as an actress, and I like her as the character of Gail. Brittany Murphy, who played Dwight's girlfriend, I thought she was fine, though her acting is like Jessica Alba's. It could be really, really flat in a lot of areas. Benicio del Toro as Jackie Boy. In the scenes that he's in, he is gleefully over the top, and you can tell the man's having a blast playing this over-the-top character. And I love the scene where Dwight is talking to Jackie Boy's dead corpse in the car. It is a very just surreal yet very hilarious scene. And I like the end action sequence, which features Michael Clark Duncan as this character named Manute, who goes into a brawl with the horrors of Old Town, and all the while Dwight is taking down a bunch of mercenaries at the pits as he tries to dispose of these dead bodies. So yeah, this is a very fun segment to itself as well. So yeah, those are just my overall thoughts on every segment in Sin City. At the end of the day, I'm going to give Sin City a 8 out of 10. I enjoyed this movie, despite some flaws I had with it. This is still a fantastic, stylized, beautiful looking movie. It's a comic book come to life. Robert Rodriguez really showed a lot of passion and reverence for this project, because he made this look like a comic book come to life. And this movie predates Watchmen by at least 3 years. By 3-4 years, where it was fun to use the comic book as kind of like these storyboards, and that's what Robert Rodriguez did with Sin City, and it really shows. So yeah, those are my overall thoughts on Sin City. Let me know yours in the comment sections down below. Like this video and subscribe, and I will check you back next time for more.